Hello there, YouTube. It's your boy Josh Out,
What's your boy Tay?
and this is another episode of Sports Talk Tan Josh. And on this, we're going to discuss Last of Us episode 2. So we're going to do a pretty much a full season weekly review. So I want since I went first last time, so episode 2. Just to give you a warning, we will discuss spoilers. Just throwing that out there. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. Help us grow as a channel. All
Uh,
right, so. First impressions. Did you want me to go first?
yeah, you go first. Yeah, you go first on this
Well,
one.
I like this episode pretty much action packed. I like the introduction of the clickers in this
Yeah.
in this episode. Pretty much going through the abandoned museum in Boston. If you played the video game, you sort of got an idea what this
Yeah.
mission was and how hard it was. But then Tess, no, don't want to give it away. I was gonna say the introduction of the clickers was great. It was good, fast paced, good action. And pretty much it also introduced what I liked about it, how they introduced how it started in Indonesia. Well, one
Yeah.
of the first cases. I like that part, and pretty much she gave pretty much all bad news that you should bomb the city, and
Yeah.
it was bad news from the beginning. Yeah.
Yeah, because it was like, yeah, because once she said there was no cure, no type of like vaccines, anything like that, she was like, yeah, the only thing you can do is try to stop it or try to stop the spreading, and the only way you can do it was bomb. And she was like, if you got family, then better go see them, hold on to them tight because they might not make it.
Hmm.
Because I think at the time there was only 14 people affected at the time, and then they
Yeah.
then they then that 14 started to affect more people. So it was like that was the start of the whole thing. Um, I did like I said, if you know the mission, like you said, if you know the mission from the game, you already know about the Boston Museum, introduction of the clickers, and um and how they interact because they I think they were 5 years of the fungus that takes over their body pretty much. They to the point where the fungus take over their sight. So the
Hmm.
only way they can literally detect you is from sound and from clicks.
Yeah.
So
I think it was like a bat. It's like a bat or
yeah,
like I don't think is it. It's not. Is it echolocation? I could be wrong.
echo.
Don't actually. I could be wrong. If you're a scientist or somebody in the
Yeah.
science field, you might know what I'm talking about.
But I think it is eco because, like I said, they use the clicks to find their way through the area until
Yeah.
somebody say something. Because not to give a spoiler on it, but you kind of see how they damage was when you first walk into the museum. From the show, you seen like they had pretty much a dead body in the corner,
Mhm.
so you kind of like already seen the damage.
Mhm.
But Joel and Tess had ran into him before. They actually
Mhm.
said if you caught them, they actually did say they actually killed a lot of them. It was
Mhm.
just um I think that was the first time Ellie saw them though. So she didn't
Mhm.
know that just by you gasping for air can
Mhm.
detect them like that. So I did like that. I did like that. Um, the one thing I was like the thing that I think the one thing I think I wish I would have seen. I wanted to see more of that the battle with Test and the other clickers
Mhm.
because it went off screen after and it focused back on Joel and Eddie. I mean Ellie, because even though they are the main focus of the show, don't get me wrong,
Mhm.
but you do want to see like how did Test fare off because we already know what happened. It's in the game and it's in you ain't under the rock. You know what happened if you saw the game.
Mhm.
You know what happened. So not gonna spoil it. Like you said, we're not gonna spoil it, but you know what happened in the game. So I wanted to see how she fared off to get to that point against that clicker because it had to been that clicker for her to do for that to happen. Pretty much the whole event to happen.
Mhm.
Um, and then she did sprain her ankle too, so that kind of like messed it up even more.
Mhm.
Um, and then she started to see that pretty much that Ellie is immune to the bites. So there's a lot. I mean, it was this one was more informational than possibly than episode one, even though they had the scientists in the beginning. But this one was
Mhm.
more informational. What happened in the process of the process of from the fungus taking over from 14 people to where it is now to the
And the
clickers
flower. Don't forget
and
about the flower. The
and
flower
the
was the
flower.
big. The
Yeah,
flower was
yeah,
uh the big giveaway. But I think in the video game, if I'm not mistaken, the origin was South America. If I'm not mistaken,
yeah. It was
in the
South
video
America.
game,
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken, I haven't
yeah,
played the game in a minute, but I remember certain things
yeah,
of Last of Us.
yeah. But with that,
What about the scene with the gasoline? That was a very intense scene.
yeah, it was. Yeah,
Before it looked like she wasn't gonna make it, man.
yeah. It didn't, but by her being in her predicament, she couldn't do certain things. She couldn't tell Joe how she really felt and all that, and it pretty much went for her to that day. Um, yeah, but I did, but we did, then we go back to I did alliterate that that was the cause of possibly the fungi was the flowers. So now that,
Mm,
that she actually, the scientists actually brought that out and saying
mm.
that, what I'm saying? It was like, okay, I wasn't crazy. Um, but yeah, overall, I actually like that scene better than the game. Truthfully,
Oh, okay,
I
all
actually
right.
like that better than the game. Because in the game,
Mm-hmm,
it was hunters. You know what I'm
mm-hmm,
saying? It was like it was raiders.
mm-hmm.
In the show, that's what I thought would have been for her to sacrifice herself like that. I would have thought it would be because of the affected. That's what I
Mm-hmm.
was thinking. I wouldn't think because of Raiders. I'm thinking because of affected. So I actually like how they played it out on the TV show more than I liked when they played on the game. Still more, it's still tragic because she didn't make it. What, no more than maybe, depending on how long you play the game, maybe what, 30 minutes of the game, maybe. She made this episode 2, so she made a whole hour. She made it for a whole hour.
She made it, man. She lived for a while.
Yeah. So I like that. Like I said, I like that death scene a whole lot better on TV than I did on the game. Both tragic, but I like that one better.
Yeah, they had to make her go out. She had to go out, with the big bang.
Yeah. So I
But
mean, I like it. I like that. I like it. It was overall the episode I loved. I actually like that episode.
so, what will you give this episode a rating of?
I give it an 8.
8. Yeah, I give it a solid 8. Episode
Yeah.
one, it was well.
Episode one was slightly
What?
better because of the fact that they actually played the first thing out like I thought they would play it out. But
I actually like episode one a little bit better than episode.
yeah,
Slightly better, slightly better. It's not a huge margin, but it's very close.
yeah. And then I also like the fact that they started to grow the relationship between, well, I ain't gonna say grow the relationship, but it was more of they started to understand the partnership between
You
Ali
you
and,
think
and,
so?
and
It's like a
Joel.
love hate.
Yeah, it's like
Like it's like one of those. Yeah, it's like I guess.
I got no choice. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's pretty much like you just gotta accept it. What it is, what it is. That's pretty much
yeah,
what their relation. But I'm pretty sure they probably bond a little bit throughout their
yeah,
journey. If they go the route I think they're going, which I
yeah.
think
That's
they're
what I'm
going.
saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what they're gonna do too. I think that's the route they're gonna go with. I'm happy. You know that the news has already been out prior to episode 2. It looks like it that they're going to get season 2, so it's going to be a lot more stories to be told.
Hmm.
So I'm can't wait, can't wait.
Yeah. Well, all right. I think we're going to end it here. I didn't want to give too much spoilers, but we just discussed our main points that we liked about it. So make sure
Yeah,
you hit the like button, subscribe to our channel. Also, check out our other stuff. We have pretty much House of Dragons, any old previous TV show, even sports power rankings if you want to do it, if you're into that. I want
yep,
to thank everybody for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe, leave a comment, whether you agree or disagree. Just keep it
Sure.
cordial. That's all we
And
ask. Keep it
follow everything in the bar at the bottom, man. We got Spotify, we got Apple Podcasts, we got iHeart.
in.
We're all over the place. We everywhere. And stay away from the flowers.
Stay
Try not
away
to
from
use too
flour.
much of it. Try
Like,
not
bro,
to use too much.
if we just to let you know, everything you eat got flour in it.
Everything you got.
And just about everything you eat got flour in it, bro. Is no way you really escaping that unless you didn't happen to have a donut or something that day. I'm
I
trying to
know,
think of
right?
something like if you had
Maybe
like any
be on the Atkins diet. Like
what
Joe
you on the
said.
keto diet. That's why you ain't getting infected, bro. That's literal.
Oh
I
man,
couldn't think of anything. All right, peace and hair grease.
peace and love, y'all.